Oblivion has a lot of choices, some of which are a no-brainer, while others are still being debated on Reddit 18 years later. And then there are some choices that are just straight up stupid. And chances are you probably made some of these stupid decisions during your playthrough without knowing. So, in today's video, we're going to take a look at the worst decisions you can make in Oblivion Remastered. Number 1. Sacrificing the Ogma Infinium. Daedric artifacts are some of the best items in Elder Scrolls games. Oblivion is no different in this regard, but not all artifacts are built equal. One always trumps the competition. For Skyrim, it was the Black Star. For Oblivion, it's the Ogma Infinium. This blasphemous text may have been relatively obscure in Skyrim, but Oblivion's version is far more powerful. The book will let you level a select set of skills beyond their maximum capacity, then disappear from the game entirely. It's an incredible power that'll be handy no matter what build you're playing. But without spoiling too much, the tail end of the main questline will force you to give up a Daedric artifact of your choosing. When this time comes, do not give the Ogma Infinium. Relinquishing a universal power such as Azura's Star is moronic enough, but giving up an artifact that was going to disappear from the game anyway is a whole nother level of idiocy, especially when it's as game-changing as the Ogma Infinium. Instead, give up something more sensible, like the Mask of Clavicus Vile, which is, as it turns out, quite shit. Number 2. Getting expelled. Guilds in Skyrim seem to be more forgiving than Jesus. You can be a complete menace, stealing, killing, and destroying anything and anyone the respective guild holds dear, and the only consequence for your actions is a small fee. Oblivion is not so forgiving. While you can redeem yourself the first few times, it's far less trivial than opening your pockets. Guilds will make you do things like collect a dozen bear pelts, pick rare alchemical ingredients, or pay a hefty sum. Worse still, getting kicked out of a guild for the third time will make you well and truly expelled, locking you out of any further quests, rewards, and achievements. I don't need to explain why doing this is a horrible idea. You're locking yourself out of core content for the rest of your save. So, unless you're some sort of masochist, try to be in the guild's good graces. Number 3. Giving the Honor Blade to Fathis. Sins of the Father is a quest that holds some of the best items in the game. A dumb thief asks you to collect and retrieve a prized sword from a bunch of ogres, leaving out the nitty-gritty details of the value of such a sword. After clearing the ogre encampment and retrieving the sword, you discover that this is no ordinary blade, but rather the Honor Blade of Coral, one of the best weapons in the game. After collecting your sword, you will have to choose one of 3 options. Give the sword to Fathis, as you initially agreed, keep the sword for yourself and leave the quest completion in the air, or return the sword to its rightful owners in Castle Coral. The latter 2 options are both viable. The sword is super strong, and the shield you're rewarded with for returning it could be the best in the game. Returning it to Fathis, on the other hand, will merely make him available as a fence. Which is nice, I guess, but it's not like there aren't several other people across Cyrodiil that can't fulfill this role. Your best bet is to leave Fathis hanging, have fun with the Honor Blade until you get bored, and then return it to the good people of Coral to earn an excellent shield. It's a win-win, so long as you're not Fathis. Number 4. Exploiting levels. This might sound counterintuitive to most players, and I can understand why. Skyrim's bread and butter is using exploits to level your alchemy and enchanting, but Oblivion is not Skyrim, and it will punish you dearly for trying to speedrun every skill to its cap. This is because of how Oblivion Remastered handles level scaling. Unlike Skyrim, when new enemy types will spawn, all enemies in Oblivion Remastered will scale to your level. While you will be a super high level, you'll still be broke and have some of the worst gear in the game, while your foes will be wielding the glass and Daedric stuff. In short, min-maxing your skills turns Oblivion into the most punishing RPG in existence. So, don't follow in the footsteps of your level 10 character in Skyrim, who has an iron dagger with 1000 damage and leather armor with 8 different enchantments. Play the game like the 9 Divines intended, and you'll have a far more enjoyable experience. Number 5. Not learning how to persuade. Anyone who plays a persuasion-based character in their role-playing games knows exactly how much money they can make from their expertise. With a mere utterance of the right words in the right tone, you can turn enemy to friend, world leader to lover, and Khajiit to skooma plug. And while you unfortunately cannot seduce the Emperor, persuasion is still a very handy mechanic. But many players, myself included, are easily turned off by this archaic and strange system. However, after getting the hang of it, you can rejoice as you befriend everyone in Cyrodiil. Not only will this let you fulfill your fantasy of having friends, but you'll also get unbeatable prices with merchants for doing almost nothing. Simply choose the 4 choices in the ring from the one they like the most to the one they like the least. You can persuade anyone, but it's most useful with merchants, as a higher disposition with them can increase your selling price and reduce your buying cost. Combine this with haggling, and you'll get away with some of the biggest lows and highballs scot-free. And since there's little to no downside to doing this, it's a waste not to persuade and haggle with anyone you come across. Number 6. Avoiding guilds. While the main quests give the Elder Scrolls game structure, the games shine brightest during their faction questlines. Oblivion Remastered easily has the best stories for each faction, especially the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood. But many players will avoid these quests until they've gotten a decent way through the main story, leveled to a respectable, level, and geared up to face anything that could come the player's way. This might work in Skyrim, where acquiring the items from these quests at a high level could be beneficial, but in Oblivion Remastered, you're actually losing out by going this route. This is because of the various benefits that are given just for joining the faction. Access to guild resources like weapons, armor, and alchemy ingredients is free for the taking. You get a free bed to sleep in and no longer need to pay for lodging. Most importantly, vital features such as fences, spellcrafting, and a salary are only accessible through guilds. So, as much of a misanthropy as you might be, join a guild. They'll have you back. Number 7. Lying to the Countess. Popping into Castle Coral will quickly embroil you in a burglary investigation. It turns out that a painting of Countess Ariana Valga's late husband was stolen by none other than one of her loyal castle staff. You're tasked to play Sherlock Holmes and investigate the castle and its staff to unveil the would-be thief. But even someone with a tenth of the detective skills as Mr. Holmes could have found the culprit. Chanel, the court mage, is a painting maestro with so much evidence stacked against her that it's more of an execution than an acquisition. Still, being the morally ambiguous player that you are, you can turn a blind eye to the evidence and absolve Chanel of her crimes. But instead of getting a powerful, one-of-a-kind item, as you'd expect from making such decisions, the only reward you get for lying to the Countess is a cool but useless painting that's only useful for selling at an underwhelming price or hanging up in a house to collect dust. Meanwhile, making the honorable choice and bringing the thief to justice will grant you more gold and some valuable gems thrown in for good measure. I guess crime doesn't pay, or at least it pays poorly. Number 8. Helping Glartha. I know there are many Glartha stands among us that'll lose their minds at the thought of turning against their beloved Bosmer, but the fact of the matter is, Glartha is batshit crazy and is asking you to kill the innocent townsfolk of Skingrad over a hunch. To the inexperienced, Glartha is a wood elf found in Skingrad who has lost his mind to paranoia. He truly believes that spies are hiding as townspeople, watching his every move, waiting for the perfect time to strike. You can assist Glartha in uncovering this conspiracy, which he sincerely believes is happening. However, your investigations will reveal that the so-called spies in question do absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. Despite this, you can still falsely confirm the Mad Bosmer's suspicions and claim that the people of Skingrad are, in fact, dangerous spies out to get him. This route will lead to the two of you going on a crusade against these evil spies, where the good folk of Skingrad are hunted down and eliminated. And while the 1,000 gold is nice, choosing the sensible option and reporting this dangerous madman to the authorities will let you pick his house key off his justice-given corpse, where you'll find a similar sum hidden away. Don't feel bad about his death, it's for the greater good. Number 9. Refusing to join the Blades. The Blades are one of the most important forces in all of Tamriel. These elite soldiers dedicate their lives to the ancient tradition of protecting the Dragonborn. In Skyrim, the Blades hide like rats, and their claim to fame is taking back a ruin from a bunch of cannibals, killing one of the most morally good characters in the game, and protecting a dragonborn that's got more curses than a pirate ship. But in Oblivion, the Blades are an honorable group of warriors who have sworn their lives to protect the Emperor. Best of all, Oblivion's main story will let you join this righteous faction, so long as you say yes when asked. Joining will give you total access to Cloud Ruler Temple's amenities, including the use of its beds, access to its weapons, and even a free horse. But if you refuse to join, you'll get nothing in return. Just join the damn group already. Number 10. Choosing the Tower Birth Sign. The biggest difference players will notice is how much more forgiving Skyrim is compared to its older brother. One of the first encounters with this change in designs is with the birth signs. In Skyrim, birth signs were changed to standing stones. While you could only choose one stone at a time, a mere press of the interact button would switch which stone you had active. Oblivion does not give you such a luxury. Birth signs are chosen during the intro and cannot be changed for the rest of the game. So, it's wise to, well, choose wisely and not pick a terrible sign like the tower. It may be enticing to be able to unlock any average door at your leisure, especially after Oblivion's lockpicking mechanic has driven you mad with rage, but the fact of the matter is that this ability is quickly overshadowed by simply completing Nocturnal's Daedric quest and getting the skeleton key. And unlike in Skyrim, you actually keep the skeleton key, meaning you don't have to awkwardly ignore an entire questline during its crescendo just to make opening doors easier. Say no to the tower sign, say yes to Mummy Nocturnal.
Subscribe to Fall Damage, you milk drinker.